That MIT leads the American universities in 2023 might come as a surprise for some. Others would be little surprised. In this talk, you will get to appreciate why MIT stands atop of all American universities in 2023. I begin with data provided by Forbes and add a few more bits of information from other ranking exercises. The data by Forbes relate to the performance of 2022. So this is the latest we have. According to Forbes, MIT is one of the leading global research universities. It attracts some of the most brilliant young minds to its Cambridge campus, Massachusetts, every year. MIT is committed to educating students in science, technology, and other areas to best serve the modern world. Last year, researchers at MIT filed 439 patents and 25 companies formed using the school's intellectual property. MIT has more than 12,000 students, a third of whom are undergraduates. This implies that the school focuses on research with many PhDs and postdocs advancing their careers there. Adjacent to Harvard University and sharing some joint programs with Harvard, Cambridge is indeed a powerhouse of science. How likely are you to be accepted? Well, you need very high SAT scores, topping 1500. And keep in mind that the acceptance rate is only 7%. This means that of 100 applicants, only 7 will get accepted. Forbes suggests that tuition and living expenses are $72,000, yet the average annual scholarship is more than $53,000, making your gap less than $22,000. Yet once you graduate, your 10-year average salary is more than $170,000 a year. In this sense, MIT is a great investment. Students looking for an escape from frigid New England winters can turn to MIT's underground labyrinth of mural-lined tunnels that run beneath much of its campus. Despite the school's focus on STEM, all students must complete a wide-ranging core curriculum that includes laboratory requirements and a 100-yard swim test. Swim test? Oh, I would drown. Data from the US News and World Report rank MIT second, while showing that 30% of the student body there concentrates on computer science. This is an amazing concentration of talent in one area. No wonder Google and Microsoft chase students there during lunchtime. Mechanical engineering adds 11%, mathematics 9%, and physics 6%. Many of the world's top minds went to MIT, including Nobel Prize-winning physicist Richard Feynman and renowned architect I.M. Pei, who designed 4 buildings on MIT campus, and Italian Premier Mario Draghi. Other very famous names include Noam Chomsky, the linguist, political commentator and critic. Hailing from MIT, it was Vannevar Bush who created the National Science Foundation and led the Manhattan Project. Hello, I am Professor Gad Yair, and in my YouTube channel and my online course, you will learn everything you need to know about academia and science. I provide you with tips, suggestions, and recommendations along with information on new trends in higher education. The course below, the link to it below, goes deeper and takes a more practical approach. Join me on your journey to land your academic career. Now, if you get to enroll at MIT, you are most likely to graduate. The retention rate last year was 98%. Graduating in 4 years, 87% achieved it. In 6 years, 96%. This is an outstanding number and one of the secrets behind why MIT tops the US universities. You will learn how exceptional those figures are in future ranking talks on other universities. The MIT student body includes 30% non-Americans. White Americans add another 30%, Asian Americans 18%, and other minorities are far below. But these data suggest that the MIT campus constitutes a very international hub with many employment options close to campus. You will find Google and Microsoft at the back door, for example, with joint projects in leading technology developments. It is the Silicon Valley of Boston, including in pharma and brain sciences. To buttress the information from Forbes, I had another source of data, namely the QS World University Rankings for 2023. And the fact is that MIT has been again named the world's top university by the QS World University Ranking for 2023. This is the 11th year in a row that MIT is topping American universities and global rankings too. The QS University Ranking is published by Quacquarelli-Symonds, an organization that specializes in education and study abroad. QS rankings are based on several criteria that do not match exactly other ranking procedures such as Forbes. Specifically, QS includes indicators for academic reputation, employer reputation, citations per faculty, student-to-faculty ratio, proportion of international faculty, and proportion of international students. And as suggested by Forbes data, MIT is highly international. In addition to being the top of the world in the global measure, MIT was also top ranking the world's universities in 12 of the subject matters that QS is ranking. I recently spent 2 years at MIT, and I can tell you that it is a great institution, professional, clean, creative. And as it states, it always works for a better world, with ideas that work to change for the better. Let me wrap up this short presentation with a recommendation from a student. Sober and enlightening. MIT is a very special place. It doesn't matter who you are, what you look like, or where you came from. If you can hack it, you are welcome. But remember, just because you were the smartest kid your high school ever saw in its 100-year history, you are just going to be average there and competing against some of the smartest kids on the planet. On the other hand, the education is top-notch. You can hardly walk down the halls without spotting a Nobel Prize winner, and I agree. Unlike Harvard, Yale, and a lot of other top schools, MIT as an institution puts a lot of pressure on the professors to make sure that they take teaching undergraduates seriously and do a first-rate job, and I agree. At most top schools, professors care only about their PhD students, not undergraduates. MIT is really different in that way. The faculty really cares about undergraduates as well as grad students. It is commonly said of MIT, work, sleep, friends, pick any two. There's some truth in that. They demand the most from everyone. If that isn't your thing, forget it. But if it is, you will learn an incredible amount of stuff and meet some amazing people, many of whom will go on to spectacular success later. It's not a place for the faint of heart, but if you give it all you've got, MIT will give you all it has, and that is a lot. Until next time, I am Professor Gad Yair.